morning, Mr. Kelso. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for coming to the FiredUp KC show. You are in demand right now. I feel like this season is basically for you being in technology, and I feel like you saw the future coming, so you took advantage of it. So, for my audience out there, kind of give us a brief bio about yourself and what you do, so we can know, so they can know who is on today.
My name's Burton Kelso. I'm the chief tech expert, basically the owner of Integral. For the past 27 years, we've helped homes and businesses with all of their technology needs.
Okay.
We help, we help homes and businesses with Windows, Macintosh, smartphones, and tablets. We set up networks. We obviously, in this period of time, are helping people work remotely from home. So, it's a challenge because people need their technology, and it doesn't
Yes.
matter what type of business you have. You've got to you rely on the internet and computers to do things. So that's
Yeah.
basically what we do.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. So, how long have you been doing this?
27 years. Can you believe that? It's been a long
27
time.
years. Wow, that is way longer than I've been alive.
Yeah, I
But
started out when I was pretty young, so
wow.
I just jumped in with both feet. I kept getting fired from places I was working for, so I'm like, well, I probably just need to work for myself, and so
Mm,
that's what I did, and I just lucked out because I think with technology, people think that I'm kind of the nerdy sort of guy, and I'm really
yes.
not. I mean, the toys behind me are just some of the stuff that my boys had, and I thought it'd make a good backdrop. So I enjoy some of that nerdiness, but at the same time, I've got
Yes.
a wide variety of taste. But my main focus with technology was to get in and to be able to help people enjoy technology more. I always use the phrase that I love technology. I've read
Mhm.
all the manuals, and I'm serious about making technology fun and easy to use for everybody. So
Yes.
that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Okay. So, like, what is the why behind you going into technology? Why did you go into it? What is the reason why you decided to venture into it?
I think, to be honest, video games.
Yeah.
you
Wow.
know, you too young to know this, but back in the old Atari and Nintendo and Super Nintendo days, I
Mhm.
mean, you play games. Obviously, at the time, computer games were a little bit more prevalent.
Yeah.
And the graphics were better. So it's like it wasn't really people that you could just call to rely on it. So if something happened, like if a game wouldn't work, then it was up to you to figure out how to make that work. But
Okay. So
then
yes.
I worked for a computer superstore, and then I noticed other people were having problems with technology. So I'm like, man, I could make a business going out to people's homes and businesses and help them understand technology. And
Yeah.
it's amazing. 26, 27 years later, you still see so much misinformation out there that people still struggle with it. So it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think you took the positive end of playing video games because usually when people, including myself, play video games, I just go play it and play it and play it. But I think you take it into as a business, which is good, which is a positive aspect. But let us dive into our today's topic. So with the COVID-19 pandemic that started like a couple months ago, how has this affected your business and what are you doing now? Because I think you said you are still being able to go out and do work. How has that been for you?
Well, like I said, we're an essential business. So I think
Yes.
one of the challenges is an essential business. If you have to go on site to, let's say, a home or a business, you have to make sure that you're protecting not only yourself, your technician, but also your customer base as well. So
Okay.
all of my techs, we wear N95 respirators when we go out in the field, and also we're making sure that we're wearing gloves, but then the other thing too that we have to worry about is our actual tech devices. I think one of
Mhm.
the things that is highly looked over in this COVID-19 crisis are our smartphones and tablets. So as we all know, or hopefully you do know that the COVID-19 virus can live on surfaces up
Yes.
to, I think, 72 hours. So they've always talked about washing your hands, but it's very important that you not only wash your hands properly, but you have to also make sure that you disinfect your smart devices effectively too. Because if you've got clean hands and then you have a dirty device, and then you start to touch your hands or eyes, you're still going to get infected. So with my text, if we're not letting people sign off on jobs using our smartphones, and then of course we're not letting anyone use our equipment as well, because even though we disinfect it, we just don't want to take that risk that someone's going to get the infection. So we don't want that liability, and also we want to make sure that our customers don't fall into that. And the other thing that we have to do too is we have to carry a letter of intent, basically letting people know that if we get stopped by law enforcement, that we are an essential business. So we have to make sure we carry all that information around with us to make sure that we can do our jobs.
Wow, that's awesome. Now we have I think you said you have there's a couple of lists of things we're going to talk about today, but we're going to cut it a little bit short so that way, for time. So kind of diving into it, just give us maybe 3 out of the 7 cyber scams that we should be watching out during this COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, so one of the most important scams are phishing scams. So they've obviously popped up with this COVID-19 crisis. So you have phishing scams that come via email, then also you have phishing scams that can come via a phone call and via a text. And so one of the big ones right now, via text or email, is that you may get a text message or an email saying, hey, someone has been infected with COVID-19. You need to call us, or you need to reply to this text. Well, obviously, if cyber criminals luck up on someone who's got a relative out of town that they haven't talked to in a while, then they may fall victim to this actual scam. Obviously, one of the other scams that people are falling for too now are the COVID-19 relief check scams. So most people are getting their checks via direct deposit, but there's that possibility that if the way yourself or your business is set up, maybe your relief check is going to come in a physical form. You're getting impatient because there's no funds coming in. So then you get one of these emails, and then you click on it and you give out pertinent information, and you fall victim to it. And then finally, another scam that people need to watch out for is what's called credential stuffing. So credential stuffing is when cyber criminals find your credentials on the dark web. And with those credentials, if they get access to your username and passwords that they find on the dark web, then they can begin to stuff your credentials into all of your online accounts until they get something that hits. So, they'll get an email address, they'll get passwords or several passwords, and then they just enter them in until they get access to your devices. And then, of course, if you have bank accounts, they can take your money. Email, they can get personal information, because unfortunately people store important information in their emails. So we all are guilty of using our emails like a filing cabinet. So if a cyber criminal gets a hold of that, then they've got access to all of that information. And then also, people don't think about smart home devices. So like you've got Ring, you've got Google Home, you've got Amazon Alexa. If someone gets access to those online accounts for your smart home, then they can take advantage of your home. I mean, they can obviously monitor your habits. They can listen in on what things you're asking Google Home or Amazon Alexa. So it's really important for people to make sure that they are changing their passwords on a regular basis, and that they're cognizant of what information of theirs has been leaked in large-scale data breaches. Because I will add this, 99% of cybercrime requires user interaction. So that means when you read about these companies being breached or large-scale data breaches, 9 times out of 10, it's because someone clicked on a phishing link, or they gave up information that in an email that they really weren't supposed to give up.
Okay.
So always remember that your devices are safe. As long as you don't click on stuff, then you can stay safe from a lot of the threats that are out there.
Just do not click on stuff. Just don't click on stuff. All right. Okay. Now, being that a lot of businesses have been forced to go online because of the pandemic, Can I give us maybe 3 tips out of the 8 tips, of how to run small businesses remotely during this pandemic?
Yeah, well, the first thing you have to do is to make sure that you've got fast internet. And
Okay.
there's a website that you can go to check your internet speed called speedtest.net.
Okay.
It's by a company named Ookla. But the whole purpose of it is to make sure that your download speed is fast. And so the definition of high speed internet is 30 megabits per second download. Anything slower than that, you're going to experience problems checking email or doing live
Okay.
stream with video. So your internet speed is very important, as well as making sure that you have robust Wi-Fi internet throughout your whole home. So there's a variety of ways that I don't even want to go into, but you need to make sure that you've got robust Wi-Fi in through your home, because people make the mistake of, well, it's my device that's running slow, as opposed to, well, it's the internet that's actually
Yeah.
running slow.
Okay.
My second advice for people working at home is to make sure that your environment is set up ergonomically. Make sure you're obviously going to be working longer hours at home than you would
Mhm.
at the office. So ergonomics is really important, because you don't want to run the risk of getting carpal tunnel or any other physical injuries because you're cramped over your computer. I always
Okay.
recommend people to either use a desktop computer with, say, dual monitors, like I'm currently using right now. If you are a laptop user, it's a good idea to make sure that you have your setup so that you're just not hunched over your device.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably finally, my third tip on that would be to make sure that you're always backing up your information, because if you're working in the office, then your IT department is probably going to be taking care of that information. But
Yes.
when you're backing up, you're making sure that your critical business data is safe and secure. And the way you want to back up that information is to set up an automatic backup system so that your information is backing up all the time, rather than
Okay.
you relying on you to plug in an external hard drive to back up that stuff.
Okay.
Probably one of the best services for cloud backup would be a service called Carbonite, and you can go to carbonite.com, and it's very inexpensive. For $72 a year, you get unlimited
Wow.
unlimited automatic backup of all of your information.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. Those are those are great tips. Definitely gonna go out to the people, man. Oof. Okay. Now let's go to this one. So give us 2 or 3 apps that can help us stay connected during social distancing.
This is kind of funny because everyone's kind of scared of this one. So Zoom, obviously,
Yeah.
is a
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Zoom. I mean, you can't deny the power of Zoom. Zoom's easy to use, but there
Yeah.
are ways that you can make Zoom safe and secure, and it all boils down to the host. So if you're hosting a Zoom meeting, make sure that you're locking it down with a password, and that you're randomly using the Zoom ID when you set up meetings. Don't use the same Zoom ID all the time.
Okay.
Another app that people can stay connected with their area would be the Nextdoor app. Nextdoor app is basically social media for your neighborhood. So if you want to keep
Okay.
up with alerts that are going on, because obviously crime is starting to pop up, and local municipalities are using Nextdoor to communicate with people. So if you haven't signed up for Nextdoor, now's a good time to do it, because you can really keep an eye on what's going on
Okay.
in your neighborhood. And then finally, one of the fun apps that you can use would be Netflix. I think it's Netflix Party is the name of it. But basically,
Okay.
what it allows you to do is, through Google Chrome, you can live stream Netflix movies with your relatives and friends. Because
Oh
it's
wow.
one thing to recommend someone to go watch Tiger King, right? But
Uh-huh.
it's another thing to be able to sit there and enjoy it as a family. So
Yeah.
Netflix Party definitely allows you to do that. Just stream and watch together as a family.
Now, speaking about Tiger King, I am a late boomer in everything, so I usually just let the steam die off, and then I can
Right.
consume it, because there's been a lot of hype behind it, and I'm just like, okay, cool, I'll watch it later when everyone's calmed down about the whole Tiger King thing. And I think
Yeah.
pretty much at a place where they're like, okay, we've watched it now, it's cool, it's good, so I might have to dab on that and get some Tiger King for myself. Uh,
Well, now I'm gonna caution you, when you watch it, it's not like the greatest show ever. It's a train wreck. So it's like you're watching this stuff going, man, I really can't believe these people are acting like this. So it just draws you in because of the chaos that's going in with all of the people that are supposed to be these animal carekeepers. It's chaos. So that's the appeal.
Yeah, because I've seen like a few clips, and it's like a few seconds of me. I'm like, what is going on? It's just like, these people, do they really exist? It's like, but yeah. So yeah, let's go to the next one. So give us three tech tips that can help us deal with coronavirus pandemic.
Obviously, the first tech tip would be to make sure that you're properly disinfecting your devices.
Okay.
And when you disinfect your device, the most important thing to remember is to make sure that if whatever cleaning solution that you're using, you want to let that solution sit for no less than 5 minutes on your tech device. Because the challenge is that people will use stuff like these Windex cleaning wipes to just wipe down their smartphone and their tablet. But what happens is that when you just wipe it down, it doesn't have time to kill those germs. So when you clean it, and it doesn't matter if you're using, I know I keep holding up stuff, a keyboard or that's a mouse, but yeah, like if you've got a keyboard too, make sure when you spray it, you let it sit for 5 minutes so that it has time to kill those germs on your device. And then you can just wipe it down, because if you were just spraying it and wiping it down, all you're doing is cleaning it. You're really not properly disinfecting your device.
Wow.
Yeah, I know it's really important when you think about when you think about your devices and the amount of germs they can carry, because your average smartphone can carry more germs in a public restroom because we're sitting it down, we're holding it. I mean,
Wow.
yeah, it's pretty bad. So I know I read reports out of China when COVID was going on, and they were huge on people making sure that they were cleaning their washing their hands and cleaning their devices. They're like, man, you can get all the masks you want to, but the most important thing is to make sure that you're cleaning your smartphone, because that's how the virus is spreading, for people touching surfaces and then touching their mouth and eyes and nose. So that's one of the things to do. But then the other thing I would recommend, especially for businesses out there, if you really aren't on social media, now's the time to really embrace social media and really start connecting with people, to kind of let people know that you're still around. Doesn't matter if you're down in the dumps, if you're struggling, it's okay to put those posts on there. But the main thing is to reach out and start making those connections on social media. Because I know I had a stack of them here, not bad, but I know there's a lot of people that have, when they go to like networking events, that they have a stack of business cards and they're not doing anything with them. And so now's the time to start looking at those business cards, the people that are on those business cards, up on social media, and start connecting with them, start developing those relationships. Because, I mean, it's really important. I mean, I mean, it can be inundating, but LinkedIn, Facebook, and probably Instagram would be the ones that I would tackle initially to kind of get your feet in the water. Then after that, you can expand and do like TikTok and Twitter and some of the other ones out there. I mean, social media is huge. I mean, we're practicing social distancing, but the whole idea with social media is to make sure that you are developing relationships with people, and that's key. That's goes down to the old adage of people who do business with people they know, like, and trust. And that's how people are going to do business with you. Once they know you, they'll listen to you, but once they like you, they'll do business with you. So that's always the adage for it.
Now, speaking of sanitizing phones, it's really good that you actually told me that. Actually wait for 5 minutes, because whenever I clean my phone, I use it immediately. I don't even wait for a second. I'm just like, I cleaned it, I did what it is I should do. Now I'm just gonna go use it. So now that you told me that, it's good that I know that. Now I know if I clean it, let it sit down for a minute, it's not gonna die. Just let it sit down for a minute, and then you can use it. So that's a good tip for me personally, and I think.
Right. I was gonna bring up this device is called Phone Soap, and it's like sold out. I mean, they're still making them, but it's sold out currently. But what Phone Soap does is it uses UV rays in order to zap all the germs on your phone. It'll kill like 99% of the germs on your phone. And Phone Soap is pretty inexpensive. You can get it for like $70. But when you use UV rays with Phone Soap, it takes it about 10 minutes to actually disinfect and kill all the germs on your phone. So that you have to think about that. If Phone Soap which is using UV rays to zap your phone to kill germs. It's the same thing when you use a spray chemical to kill the germs on your phone too.
Yes.
So you always have to think about that. And if you look at any medical profession, when they disinfect anything, it always is a minimum of 5 minutes to disinfect it.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Shoot. Okay. Dang. I mean, I try as much as possible. Okay. Like now, tell me this: if I go to say Walmart, right, and I pull up my phone for a minute, and I use my left hand, which I've not been using to touch anything, does
Right.
the virus fly on my phone, or does it have to be me touching things?
Your phone has to be touching things. So one of the other features or things that you need to do with your smartphone, if you're out and about, you want to try to make sure you keep it in your pocket, in your purse, so that way it's not laying on surfaces. Because I mean, if you take it out and then you lay it on the surface, then the germs on that surface could transfer to your phone, and then you put it back in your pocket, and then you take it home.
I'm not doing. I do not set my phone down on this anymore, because at this point, it's funny that it's come to this point where when I'm going on a run and I see people, I'm like, oh no, people are coming, and it's just really interesting the times we're in right now, where it's like, oh no, I have to get over to the other lane. It's funny, but what we gotta do, But now right on to the next. I know we kind of touched up on this a little bit. But with Zoom having all these privacy issues, what are some other apps that small businesses can be using to stay in contact with their employees right now?
Now, one of the important things when you're doing, if you want to do secure video, is that you have to look and make sure that your video platform has what's called end-to-end encryption. So that basically means that your signal is encrypted on both sides. So if a cyber criminal was smart enough to try to intercept your Zoom or video meeting, if it's encrypted, then all you see is garbage. So Zoom has that feature, but there are other video chat programs that you can use that have that feature too. So
how do you turn that feature on a Zoom? How do you
with Zoom? You do have to enable it in the settings as far as turning on end-to-end encryption. So you have to go to the Zoom website in order and log into your account in order to go and turn on end-to-end encryption. But other apps, it's already built in. So I don't know if you're an Android user or an iPhone user, but if you're an iPhone user, you can actually use FaceTime. FaceTime has end-to-end encryption. You can talk up to 4 people. So if you knew you were going to talk to somebody who had an Apple device, then you can definitely use QuickTime to talk and understand and know that those video conversations are going to be encrypted. Same thing with Skype. Skype obviously is available for every device. And I think people have just gotten away from Skype, but Skype is starting to make a resurgence because they make Skype for business, and then they also still make the free Skype for individuals. And so Skype out the box is very secure and encrypted. And then finally, a fun one that you can use that's encrypted is a House Party. Now, House Party has been around since 2016, but it's a video chatting app that works on any device. So let's say you have Android, I've got Apple, then we can talk through House Party, and then we can have up to like 16 people in a conversation. So House Party is a good app if you wanted to have like a virtual happy hour, but you didn't want other people to intrude or to bomb that meeting. So those are 3 good ones that people can just gravitate to. Now, one more that I will mention is GoToMeeting. And GoToMeeting is more for corporations because you can have, I think, 150 people in GoToMeeting. It allows you to break out in a smaller room. So it's really robust as far as video conferencing is concerned. But GoToMeeting, there is a fee attached, which is why I think people gravitate to Zoom, because for the most part, Zoom is free as long as you keep your meetings under 40 minutes. So that's what they gravitate to. But Zoom is starting to improve their security features. So as long as you follow the proper steps to secure your Zoom meeting, then you can go with that. But there's other ones that you can utilize as well. So,
automatically does that for you. Okay.
Right.
Cool. Now, so give us maybe 3 apps that could help kids still focus on education. So when they're out of school right now.
Yeah, see, the challenge is kids are playing video games, so
Yeah,
there's several apps that you can
yeah,
use, and they're built in for the most part in your devices. So if you've got a PlayStation 4 at home, you want to definitely download the PlayStation app onto your device, because what it allows you to do is set up your own accounts for your kids, and then you can use the app to set time limits, daily time limits, weekly time limits for your kids, so that way they don't get inundated with trying to play video games all the time.
all day.
Now, if
Okay,
your kids have a Nintendo Switch, Nintendo makes a Switch app for Android and Apple devices, and it does the same thing. You can add multiple switches. So if let's say you have several kids in your household that has a Switch, you can set time limits for each Switch. You can set parental controls, which is the same thing you can do with the PlayStation app. So you can basically limit how much time they play on every app.
okay,
Another app would be the Microsoft Family app, and this works for Microsoft Windows computers and if you have an Xbox at home. So once you set up a Microsoft Family account, then you can put your kids on as individual users, and then you can set those parental controls and time limits on not only your Windows computer but your Xbox as well, to make sure that they stay a little bit more focused on doing their schooling.
okay. Wow. Okay, I didn't know that those apps existed. So that is, you guys should go get those apps. I didn't know that you could actually monitor people playing video games. If this apps were back in the days when I was a kid, my parents would probably be the first ones to get it. It'd be like, no, you can't play that much. So you guys should go get the apps. Now this is probably going to be the last question, but give us maybe four tech items to keep seniors safe and connected during the COVID pandemic.
Yeah, see, the challenge with seniors is that they're cut off. They really can't get in touch with family and friends. So
Yeah.
obviously, you can use your video chat apps like Skype. But the challenge is with most seniors, since it's a computer program, they don't necessarily know how to do it. So one thing that you could get seniors would be the Amazon Alexa Show.
Okay.
Amazon does make a Echo device that has not a camera and a screen on it. So
Okay.
and they dollars. So the Alexa Show would be a great app to get a senior. And if you're a Google user, you can get the Google Home Show as well. But what is great about these Amazon Alexa home devices, yes, they listen in on you, but at the same time, for Amazon and for Google, you can definitely talk back and forth with the senior, and it's easy to use. And that's the key with seniors and technology, is that you want something that's easy to use. If you try, you can have them use Skype or have them use FaceTime, but for many seniors, that's a challenge. If they can just say, Alexa, call whoever, then
Yes.
it automatically just call in to either another Alexa device, or it'll actually call into a telephone device too. And the other thing I would say probably would be a Ring doorbell. Obviously, people aren't going door to door, but a Ring or a Nest doorbell would be great, so seniors can monitor who is coming to their home. Maybe you've got a senior who does order off of Amazon, but they want to make sure that they have peace of mind when it comes to their house. So getting a smart camera doorbell would be a great thing for them to get a hold of. So you always have to think about our seniors. So when it comes to seniors, you just can't push technology on them. You have to get technology that's easy to use. And probably some of the most easy to use devices that will keep them connected are your Google Home and your Amazon Echo Show devices, because they can just interact and have hours of entertainment.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Now, this are more personal questions for you. So, are there some new projects you're working on right now while you're in quarantine, or what are you working on right now?
The projects that I'm working on right now is just to make sure that our main priority is just making sure that we're keeping our customers and the just general public informed as far as what's going on with COVID-19. So with my weekly blogs, the things that I focus on are just trying to discredit the misinformation that's being spread about the virus out there. Like, I know every time I see a post with someone saying, well, all you need to do is just wash your hands and not touch your face. And I'm like, well, that's not true. you're going to put your hands on your smart devices. So you need to make sure that you're disinfecting those too. And of course, there's been an uptick in cybercrime. So
Yes.
what I'm making sure that I do too, and on social media and through our weekly blog, is to make sure that we're educating people to let them know what cyber threats are going on out there, and ways that they can keep themselves safe and keep their businesses secure from all of the cyber criminals out there.
Okay. Now, so with everything going on, what is one thing you would say, one thing you've learned from all this, and one takeaway you have?
Well, the thing that I've learned is, as a business, you got to be adaptable, because you never know what's going to happen to your business. So you always have to be looking at a variety of ways that you can service customers. Like, for example, right now, I know there's a lot of IT companies that don't work on Macintosh products. So we have been for probably the past 10 years, because I started to see the shift of people gravitating more towards Macs and not necessarily using all Windows devices. There are tech companies out there, all they work with are Windows devices. They have no clue on how to work with any Mac product. So making sure that we're versatile as far as not only working on any tech device out there, we also make sure that we can do both on-site service and remote service, because there are scenarios where even before the COVID-19, there's always a trust issue. So people are more trusting for someone to remote in over the internet to fix their devices, as opposed to having someone come out to their home or business. And there's reasons why. I know for some people, maybe they're just private about where they live. Other people may have an issue with hoarding, but they still need to access that technology. So you can remote in and save them the embarrassment and still provide them quality service. So always be adaptable as far as what type of business you have, so that you can adapt to any change that comes with with society or the environment.
Okay. Now, this is going to be more of a personal question for me. I wanted to ask you, how did you get up to thousands? I think it was 17,000 plus followers on LinkedIn, and how did you get a LinkedIn live show?
The LinkedIn live show was I think kind of a fluke. I put in the application, and I was using Restream to send out LinkedIn live, and I just kept doing it through LinkedIn, and then lo and behold, I got accepted. So that was that. But I think the main thing with LinkedIn Live is that I constantly, through all the other social media channels, put out viable content. So I was always posting on YouTube, always posting on Facebook to make sure that I was informing and educating people and providing valuable content. So, but as far as getting the connections on actual LinkedIn, that was more just reaching out to people and saying, hey, I think I love your profile, or I saw you're connected with so-and-so. And I'm always trying to build my network. Let's connect, rather than doing a salesy approach and just, just trying to sell people on our services. So for me, it's more about building the relationships, and people will come. And I think that has really been beneficial as far as building up that large audience on LinkedIn.
Okay, cool, fantastic. Now, this is the last question. What is one thing you want to do when this is all over?
I think get back on the speaking route, because I'm a national speaker. So I know 2 weeks before this all went down, I was down in Naples speaking to a group of real estate agents. So it will be good to get back into the routine of going out and doing public speaking, because I love educating people, but being able to travel across the country and do that's just most enjoyable, because I love new experiences. I love seeing new scenery. So obviously not getting that now, but once this stops and I can ramp back up and start doing public speaking again.
Awesome. Well, that's fantastic. Well, I just want to say thank you again, Mr. Kelso, for coming on the show, man. Thank you for the awesome tips you put out today. My audience are definitely going to love this, because for me, it's helpful. I've learned a lot from just sitting here and, talking with you. And you are, man, 27 years. That's not cheesecake. That's a lot of experience right there. So I am, I'm humbled that you came on the show today to share some info with us. And I just, pray and hope that when this is all over, we're going to be able to work together on some other things. And just more power to your work, and just keep pushing and don't stop.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much for having me.
Yes. Yeah. Now, are there any social media platforms that you want to put out there? Maybe your website or something so people can connect with your business and you as well.
Oh yeah, I'm at Burton Kelso on all of the social media platforms. So just look for Burton Kelso. It doesn't.
Okay.
I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, uh, Twitter, TikTok,
TikTok.
Snapchat. Yeah, I don't do a lot of dancing on TikTok. I just do the occasional video. I haven't really gotten to that stage yet. But you can
Yeah.
also people can check out my blog as well. You can go to callintegralnow.com and click on the blog post. We have a blog post every week
Okay.
to inform people, so definitely check it out.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on. Thank you again. And hey, make sure you follow Mr. Kelso. And thank you for tuning today. And also make sure you subscribe at FiredUp KC. And we'll keep this going, keep information coming for you guys. So do not miss out on anything we got going on. Thank you again, Mr. Kelsey. And see you on the other side.
All right.
Hey, do not click off. Do not click off. Click the link and go to FiredUp KC on YouTube. And please subscribe. Please subscribe. All right. Stay safe.